Women are complaining that men disappeared, but when they do show up, they get rejected, exposed, or labeled as weird. Now they're confused, stuck in a game they created themselves. And the worst part? No one wants to admit it.
So I just got back from this event, and what is wrong with men? They have lost the art of approaching. Like, if we make eye contact, and we make eye contact multiple times, that is your sign. That is your sign that I am interested, that the girlies are interested, and that is your sign for you to come up to us and talk to us, because that is the okay. What's funny is that my 50-year-old coworker was like, what's wrong with your generation? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your generation, the men in your generation are a bunch of pussies. And it's like, and I'm like, what? They're like, nobody approaches women. And so like when I approach women, it makes me look like a weirdo because women are not used to getting approached anymore. And I'm like, I don't know about that. No, you know what? He was right, because I witnessed that today. I was like, wow, I was at this event. So many fine men made eye contact so many times with this one guy, kept fucking looking at me, and I kept looking at him. Nothing. It's like, okay, so like, you're not gonna say anything, bro? So like, do women have to do the approaching nowadays? Because that's not happening. If you think that's what's gonna happen, that's not what's gonna happen.
This shows an old expectation thrown into a new world. She wants subtle signals to be treated as a man's duty, ignoring that men today calculate risk, public rejection, embarrassment, even judgment. Eye contact isn't a contract. A guy looks, finds her attractive, but thinks, is this worth the headache? Back then, the worst outcome was a no. Now it can turn into humiliation. It's not lack of courage. It's too many consequences. If she's interested, she can act too. Simple.
Why are men so freaked out lately? Like, it does not make any sense. I don't know if it was the abortion ban, them getting rid of Roe versus Wade, and, you know, women ain't giving it up anymore, but men are so freaked out now. So, y'all, so there's this guy that I used to talk to in high school, like 9th or 10th grade. I really don't remember. I don't remember how long we talked, the basis of the relationship, nothing like that. But he was so fine, y'all. He was so fine. And I seen a post on TikTok the other week, and it was somebody like, whatever happened to the people who like peaked in high school, like when you were a kid, blah blah blah. So I was like, oh, I remember that boy. Let me like look him up. I wonder if he's still fine, right? So I look him up on Instagram. He has a very distinct face. It wasn't gonna be hard to find him, right? So I look him up, and sure enough, fine he was. He was still very much fine. But his page had so little followers. I was like, why does this man have so little followers? Like, is this a new page, or is this one of those scamming pages? You know how scammers will make a page and like completely duplicate your page and then follow all your friends and be like, hey, it's me, send me some money, right? So I'm like, I wonder if it's that. So he had a story, so I watched the story to see if it was legit, right? Now, I guess because he doesn't have a lot of followers, he looked to see who viewed his story, and he saw that I viewed his story, which is like, for me personally, when I post stories, I don't go back and look and see how many people viewed it. I just don't care. I'm gonna post it regardless, right? So I guess he saw that, he went and like liked a bunch of my pictures, right? So then I ended up following him. He follows me back, likes some more of my pictures, and then the next day he messages me on Instagram. He's like, good morning, right? And then he tells me to text him. Now, like I said, the man is fine and we're grown now and I'm dating, so yeah, I want to talk to you, right? So I text him, y'all. Off rip, this man sends me his location and tells me to pull up. Let's have some fun. I said, oh no, sir, you're just giving it out. You're just giving it out like that? Mm-mm.
This highlights the modern imbalance. She wants initiative, but when a man takes direct action, he's seen as too forward or weird. Men are stuck in a game with no clear rules. If he doesn't approach, he's weak. If he does, he's creepy. There used to be a more defined social script. Now every woman has different standards, and men pay the price for getting it wrong. So what happens? He chooses not to play. It's not fear of women, it's exhaustion from inconsistency and constant judgment.
So I saw a video of some girl talking about the male like loneliness epidemic or something like that, and so I wanted to like learn about it to understand if this is actually a thing or if it's just not true or anything like that. And I searched it up, and it did show like information that more guys are more lonely than before. And yeah, I understand that. That's completely believable, and I think that kind of makes sense. But also, one of the like factors that it said on there was that the lack of traditional marriages was responsible for that. I think that it's possible that there are other factors like lack of mental health and not enough help for mental health for guys. But I don't think it's a lack of traditional marriage. And I think there's another problem, maybe toxic masculinity, or the fact that we aren't educating these people to understand that it should be 50-50. Because in my eyes, I think traditional marriage has its own other set of problems for women that it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's not possible anymore.
I believe that there is a lost art of men approaching women, and I totally understand why, because some women are so mean and nasty. But there is nothing like a man walking up on a woman and being like, yeah, my name is such and such, I'm attracted to you, can I get your number? Like, guys don't do that anymore. And it's a lot of women's fault, because I will watch it happen, and women will be so mean and nasty. But I feel bad, because a lot of guys will see me out in public, and somehow they'll find my social media, and they'll try to go smack in my social media and be like, yeah, I saw you the other day, and la 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 la. Sweetheart, I'm not one of those women. Come see me in person. Come see me in person. Come holler at me in person, because I need to look at what I'm getting ready to invest in. Where you at? Come here. I know it takes a lot to approach a person, but it's okay. Don't let the nasty women, the disrespectful women discourage you from talking to regular women like me, because we appreciate that. Like, I appreciate any man that does manly things. Like, it means a lot, especially in this day and time. And 10 times out of 10, sweetheart, that girl probably ain't even worth your time anyway. So look at her rejection as a good thing, because she probably don't need to be in your life. So yeah, come smack at us.
This is the most grounded take so far. She acknowledges the obvious. Many women created the hostile environment that pushed men away. A guy sees another man getting disrespected or humiliated and learns fast. Not worth the risk. That's where the paradox begins. Women who want to be approached suffer because of those who reject harshly. But men don't separate. They generalize to protect themselves. Her point brings back something essential: respect and reciprocity. Without that, the social dynamic collapses.
All right, ma'am, I just need to have an honest conversation with y'all. Like, is anybody else just absolutely completely fed up with the thought of dating? I am 40 years old. I am 40 years old, and I feel like dating is 8 zillion times worse than like high school or like my 20s. And let me tell you something, dating in my 20s was a disaster. It was horrible. Men were awful. Boys were awful. And this is so much worse. It is so much worse. What happened to you guys between, 18 and 40? Like, I don't understand. The ghosting, the, courting somebody, oh, let's date. Oh, but never mind. I'm emotionally not ready. I cannot anymore.
This is literally the point of the love list. Single men don't go up to women anymore. The girl in this article is quoted saying that she thinks she's essentially too pretty and it's too intimidating to men. If you're a guy or a girl and you're too scared to go up to someone else because you potentially may be rejected, are you also like that in your business life? Are you also like that with friends? If you are that scared of rejection, I struggle to think that you will be able to be successful in anything you do in your life, because rejection is always part of the process. Until you switch your mindset, how are you ever going to expect to meet someone? Every time you think of going up to someone, remind yourself that that could be the person. So if you don't go up to them, you'll never know.
There's a valid point here, but it's oversimplified. Comparing approaching women to success in life ignores today's social context. At work, the risk is professional. In approaching, the risk can be social, emotional, even digital, being exposed online. It's not just fear of rejection, it's its cost-benefit calculation. Modern men don't want to put themselves in situations where they only lose. They want clearer signals and balanced interest. If everything depends on him while the other side just chooses, the game stops being fair.
I don't say this lightly. Men are in their flop century. They are unwell. Like, it ain't good.
Oh, I wonder why. It's almost like a lot of things have changed for women, and that's not necessarily a bad thing or the problem. But men are still held to old-fashioned dating standards. Men used to be appreciated, men used to be the provider, men were loved, men were treated really well overall. Now they're expected to work extra hard because things are more expensive. They're also not appreciated for anything that they do. They're not allowed to talk about their feelings. They're not allowed to express themselves. All women are free to do so. When a woman falls short on her goals or dreams, it's not considered a bad thing. But when a man does the same, he's emasculated and treated like garbage. His value stems only from what he can provide, and providing is harder now. I think a lot of men were excited for when things started to change because they felt that they could have an equal partner that wanted to give as much as they got. But instead, they're just expected to do even more because hypergamy is a thing and they don't get an equal partner. No matter what men do or say, it's never right or good enough. The goalposts will just end up being moved. It's just normalized to post shitty content about men, hating on them. It's like, how are men supposed to be well with what they're living with?
There's an epidemic of men not approaching women at the bar. Let's talk about it. Men are afraid of being rejected.
But I bet you 90% of the women will actually not reject you if you approach them right.
What's the right way?
Reading their body language. If you're gonna go up to a girl that is clearly like dancing with her friends, like yes, of course she's gonna like ignore you. Or if she's like in such a serious conversation up in the corner, she doesn't want to be approached. You're probably approaching those girls. That's why your like ego is like bruised because you're getting rejected by girls like that.
Only because they're not at the bar looking for a guy, because they're dating someone, had just gotten out of a relationship, or they're just trying to catch up with their friends.
But like we still want to be approached.
And I think a lot of girls do. Even if we're not into you, it flatters us and we'll kindly shoo you away if we're not into it.
But not really like shoo you away. Like they might be like, okay, like so good meeting you, like we're gonna go to the bathroom or we're gonna grab another drink. But it's not like a rejection. Like,
yeah.
Okay, bye.
We're gonna go out tonight and see how hard it is. Because it's not hard.
It's not hard. We've done it a lot.
We're gonna report back tomorrow, I promise.
We have to take our own advice.
This view romanticizes reality too much. Saying 90% won't reject you ignores the real male experience. Men face rejection constantly, sometimes with disrespect, laughter, or cold indifference. That leaves a mark. It's not just ego, it's accumulated wear and tear. Also, men don't want to be free validation just to boost someone's ego. Approaching just so she feels desired isn't worth it. Modern men are more selective too. They don't just want to try, they want it to be worth trying.